Hi everyone, Debbie Cork here. Well, I wasn't expecting to make a video this morning, but I was tagged by my wonderful friend Shelley from Crafting Mamas for something that's very new to me, a tag. So this is the Gluebook Tag 2020 and the challenge was created by Kay's Beautiful Struggle. And basically it's a challenge to answer a few questions about your glue booking and then tag someone else who you inspires you or who you like. And so this is all very new. This is very unplanned, and so we'll give it a go, see how it goes. So I've been glue booking just for a few years, and it's my very favourite type of thing to do. I differentiate Gluebook from Collage in that Gluebook is just things that are stuck in, whereas Collage has other mixed media added to it. So I'll talk mainly about the Gluebook as this is what the theme of the challenge is. So let's get started on the questions and then I'll show you some of them. I've kept the camera off the stand today so that I can actually show you some of the glue books that I've got. I had a lovely time pulling them all off the shelves and help me answer the first question, which was how many glue books do you have? And I was absolutely amazed when I looked at them and counted them up, and there are about 30, which is quite amazing, really. They cover lots of different formats, and I'll just show you a few of them. I hope I won't make you giddy. They cover, this is a very large one, spiral bound books, which I don't use very often. I tend to use make my own journals, but I had this one and I wanted a large format, so I decided to do that. I've also made, I've used this one here. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I've actually used the magazine to make the pages, and then use the magazine images to stick onto the pages. So this is completely made of magazines, apart from the cover, which I expect will be made from a cereal box cover. I've also got altered books. No, not that one. This one, altered books. I've only done one of those, and again that was a glue book because it was just things stuck onto the actual book. I took out a few pages and then did that one. I've also got glue books that I made from, this was a coupon book that arrived through the post, so I just covered it with images and paper, which was fun to do, and that's a really good way of inexpensive way of starting. I've also got 3-tier books. These are one of my favourites, again with magazine images that are cut out, and I have different size ones of those. This is a really tiny one just with people in. And then I go on to different types of, so this is a new type that I've done. This is what I call my mood board journal, and it's just a collection of things, images from magazines mainly, but also a few other things, to sort of try and highlight the sort of lifestyle that I'm aiming for. I'm due to come up to retirement within the next year, and this is the sorts of things that I want to be doing, all, as you can see, based near the coast. And then I have one, again a fairly recent one, that was an inspiration book. So this was, I just cut out things that when I came across them, thought, oh, I like that, that hopefully will inspire my art, either on a day when I can't get started or just to give some ideas of patterns or colourways. So that's a fairly recent one. I've also got, let's move some of these, some meander books, not very easy to show off, but again they're glue books because they're just images that are stuck on. And here's another one, black and white one, again with just images. This one actually, this is a meander book, and this one is a squash book. So they take different formats. There's lots of different ones, and one of the things I want to do is to just keep trying new different formats. And then one of my favourite things to do is to create tiny books. So this again is a glue book. It's just little images cut out and stuck on to some random paper. For all of mine I use a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and then I just use some recycled card covered with, this one is actually covered with a jelly plate print that I've done, but sometimes I don't cover them. So lots of different types of books that I do. Which is my favourite? Well, this one that I've got, this big beastie that I've got out here on the table, as you can see, it's pretty huge. I had this book for a long time, and there is a video on this one. In fact, there's videos on most of mine. They're mainly just flip throughs. I'm not very proficient with the videoing side of things. But I had this book for a long time, and I wanted to try a large format because I was finding I was saving lots of large images. Try and push it up a bit. I'm not actually doing anything with them because most of the work, as you've seen, is sort of is quite small, sort of 6x5, that sort of size. So I wanted to do use up the big images, and I had this book, so I thought I'd do it. And actually, it became my favourite one. I really enjoyed doing it. It's the one I've enjoyed doing the most, partly because it was such a different format that I'd used before, and it really came together very well. And the next question is, what is your favourite page? And it's this one. It's a double page spread, and I like it because of the colours. They're my favourite colours of all. I love looking photos that look down on things. This is nail varnish from above, and again here. And I love quirky, and these men in suits here I thought were very quirky. Yes, I would say that that's my favourite page. But actually, I really like all the pages in that book, and as I say, there is a video on it. So if you want to see a flip through of more of that one, then please have a look. I won't link individual videos because I don't have a huge channel, so it won't take you long to find the one you want. Next question: what are your favourite magazines to harvest? Well, they're actually food magazines. I haven't started the Gluebook yet on it, but that's coming up. But I love food images that are photographed from unusual angles, so I tend to look out for those. And the next question is, how do you store your images? Well, there is a video on how I do it. I have drawers. You can see these lovely rainbow drawers, and they all have my images divided into size. So that's the backgrounds. And then I have images as well. The small images are actually on my desk, and they're in these little baskets. So these are the ones I tend to use the most because of the size I work with. So these are the ones that are sort of really small and cut out. And then I also have baskets with small backgrounds. And then I have other baskets with, so here for example, that's sort of slightly larger, but they're sort of more rectangular shape, and they're just handy on the desk here. The baskets here have all got different coloured sort of backgrounds in. So that's how I store my images. Next question. I was interested. I've got some very scrappy notes here because I thought I'm never going to remember all of this. I also have plastic pockets that I keep for future projects. So if I think, I might like to do, so for example, I'm going to do one on food, using food images. So for a while when I'm harvesting images, I tend to keep those images and put them in a separate plastic pocket so that when I'm ready to do the journal, they're all there ready. I don't have to go searching through all the images. The next question, do I have themed books? Yes, I do. I tend to work either on themed pages or I have, so this one for example was, I wanted to do a sort of autumn themed one, and so I picked autumn images, autumn colours to do that with, and I also did an autumn three-tiered book. So this again, I picked out all the images that were sort of reds and oranges and yellows, and again there's a video on this book if you want to have a closer look at it. So yes, tend to do themed ones. Next question. Oh, just before I go on, the other themed book that I have, so I tend to do themed books but also themed pages. So if you haven't had a go at one of these, this was the thing that got me started on Gluebooks. This was Shannon Green's En Masse Journal, and as you can see, they're actually themed double spreads. So this one is the letter C, so that's anything beginning with a C. So let's find another page. This is all the letter I, and any words beginning with I. This is sculpture. So there's about 150 pages, different pages in this. So I've been working on this one for about 3 or 4 years now. I just keep adding to it, and when I find images, when I'm harvesting magazines, I keep them separate, ready to go in there. That's probably my second favourite book, that one. Do I have plans to start a new book? Always. There's always a new project to do. As I say, I keep the project things ready so they're ready to go. I'm actually doing, this is my next project. I've just started it. This is a coastal themed journal. It's not very big. It's about 4 by 5.5 with 3 signatures in. And it's just a little book, all with either papers in the coastal colours or images that I've cut out, and I've just started on this one. So this is my latest project. I'm very drawn to coastal things and tend to do a lot of those. So coastal images is one of the subjects that I keep separate. Normally I would put the pages together and then make the cover and then stitch them together. But this time I decided I would make the book first and then add the images afterwards. So it's quite a different way of working for me, but I thought I'd see how I liked it. This again is just cereal paper covered with a jelly plate. It was actually a magazine image that I used to jelly plate onto, so you can see some of the things through it, some of the words through it, which I quite like. It adds a nice effect. Magazine pages are lovely. Once you've finished harvesting your magazines, to just use on the jelly plate, they work really well. Next question, where do I get my magazines? I get all sorts of places. I get them from Facebook Marketplace, people offering free magazines. My friends collect them for me. Charity shops, anywhere really that's got spare magazines. And my favourite glue is always Pritt Stick, mainly because it's readily available, and it seems to work very well. Sometimes I don't know, I haven't had my journals long enough to know if it lasts forever, but it's certainly lasted 3 or 4 years with it, and it's good enough. I tend to buy it in packs of 5 now because I tend to get through quite a lot of them. Besides glue and scissors, do you use other materials? I tend to, in my glue books, I tend to just use images and background papers. But if I do use other things, and I do, so if I do stenciling or mark making or stamping, then I tend to call it a collage book rather than a glue book. But they're just as lovely to do. I don't tend to do as many of these, but they're really nice to do. Good way of using up odd sort of scraps. I did this one on holiday. I took it to Cornwall and actually managed to complete it in about a week, which was pretty amazing. So that was a nice sort of project to do. We had a wet week, and it was really nice. And then going on to the bonus question, what advice would you give to a newbie? Well, this hop came about because I was just watching one of Shelley from Crafting Mama's videos, and she mentioned me just at the end, which was absolutely lovely. But the advice she gave was absolutely spot on. You just need to start, and don't worry about the finished product, because you're actually using, if you use recycled magazines, both for the pages and for the images, the only expense is a glue stick. So, and you'll have fun making it. It'll last you. It'll take you a while. And so actually it's a very inexpensive hobby. You don't need anything special to start. And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn what you like and what you don't like. But it doesn't matter if you do a page that you don't like. It really doesn't matter. I think we all get a bit hung up on it having to be absolutely perfect, but it really doesn't need to be. So my advice to a newbie would be just the same. Just start. Just have a go. The other thing you could use is, as well as magazines, one of the first ones I ever made was this one. and it's a junk journal, so it's actually, the pages are all made out of odd bits of paper that were left over. You can see there, that one wasn't even the right shape. It was the first time I'd used a piece that wasn't the right shape and thought, oh, actually I really like that. These are sort of offcuts of die cuts and everything, so it really was a mishmash. I used envelopes, odd pieces of scrap paper, odd pieces of scrapbooking paper, wrapping paper, all those sorts of things. So it's a great way to start. If you make your book first, and then you've got something to work on, then it sort of inspires you to get going with some sort of just adding some images. So there you have it. I hope it hasn't been too sort of wobbly with me holding the camera. It's been great fun. Thank you, Shelley, for for mentioning me. It gave my day a really nice start. But also, what a fantastic idea. And so do have a look at the other people with the same hashtag. And I am going to tag Caged Fish, Karla from Caged Fish, because although the first thing I did was a Shannon Green en masse journal, Karla's Gluebooks really inspired me. In January, for a couple of years, she held something called Gluebook January, where she just gave lots and lots of different ideas. That's where the Meander book came from. That's where the squash book came from. So she showed you exactly how to make them, and she's got hundreds of videos to show you. That's where the 3-tier book idea came from, which I absolutely love. And so as a thank you to her, to say, I couldn't have done all this without her, because it wouldn't have given me the sort of starting point. So thank you to Karla from Caged Fish, and do check out her website and her, not her website, her YouTube channel, because she does have literally hundreds, and hers are tutorials, so you can actually, some of them you can see exactly how to do them. So thank you, Shelley, once again, and thank you, Karla, and thank you everyone for watching. Okay, bye-bye.